This is Project Superman, which obviously from the title is an upcoming Superman game. So this is created by Nexus Games, and as of right now, the devs have only released a testing place for people to mess around in while they work on the full game. And so far from what they have, this game looks very promising. So first things first, we're gonna start with all the costumes that they have in this game. So right now, I think the red ones just aren't in the game yet, and all the orange ones are the ones you can wear. See, I'm clicking on them; they're not working. Okay, so these aren't working either. So I'm guessing they might add those in later. But look at all these costumes they have. Actually, now that I think about it, I think it might be like Game Pass suits. I'm gonna check that real quick and get back to you. Okay, so they are Game Pass suits. So all of these suits that you're seeing right here are in the game. So this is a pretty large list for only a testing place. So as you can see, this game is clearly there's gonna be a lot of content in this game when it fully comes out. Okay, so this is like a post edit. So they basically updated the game while I was making a video on it. So before I cut to this, I was gonna talk about the costumes and how they didn't have a rigid cape, and I kid you not even 3 hours later, they added in a whole entire cape physics system into the game, and it looks like they updated all the costumes. So now they are from what I can tell, either fully 3D or semi 3D. So no more shirt and pants costumes, or at least not full shirt and pants. So they're making changes. They're making it fast. Look at these cape physics, bro. Come on. And imagine this, when you're flying across the map. They also added the heat vision, and now you can change the color. I mean, this is already in the game, but it's free for right now in the testing place. So it's gonna be a Game Pass from what I can tell. So if you're into customizing, your character and being different, this is for you. They got something for everybody in this game. So now let's get back to the main stuff. So look at the flying in this game. Just look at this. Let me show you something. They took the time to add a whole entire startup animation to flying. So, hey. Now saying they pay attention to the little details. And then the flying, it's like Iron Man simulator kind of flying. So if you like that flying system, this is the game for you. Trust me. This flying is it's very smooth. It doesn't feel weird or restricting. And as you can see there, they have a sonic boom system speed thing in the game. So it's yes, it's small for this map, but this isn't even their main map. This is a quick testing place they threw together. So imagine this on when the map is big and you're trying to get around faster. So that's what that mainly is for. And another thing that is for is to help you get to space faster. And yes, you heard me right, there is a space system in this game. So basically you just keep holding W, and then once you reach far enough, they're it's gonna change. Just give it a second. Hold on. So as you can see here, it literally just changed. I was playing this yesterday. There was a globe that you could actually see the Earth. I'm guessing they made an update and they took that out. Hopefully they do put that back in, because that was cooler than this this red thing going on. But you can fly towards the sun, and hopefully when the full game comes out, they have I don't know, maybe get a stat buff for coming out here and just sitting here for a minute or two. Because as we all know, Superman gets his power from the sun. So it's just pretty. I like this. I like this. It's simple as that. I just like this. This is good. Okay, so these are the abilities in the game. Keep in mind, these aren't final, as they are constantly making updates to this game. So as you can see, this is another post edit. As you can see earlier in the video, you know, they clearly updated this a little bit, so some of the information here or what you're seeing or about to see is not what it currently looks like in the game. So sorry about that. But like I said, they're constantly updating the game, so things will change. Alright, now back to the video. So let's start with the heat vision. As you can see here, it's pretty simple. There is no trail yet. It's just particles, but the particles look pretty cool. Like, I kind of like this. Like, you see that? Like, you see what I mean? But the only thing is, the range on this is pretty, like, crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do hope that, like, when the game fully comes out, that you can't hit people from across the map with this, because this is kind of like, this would be annoying for, like, dealing with, like, aimbots and exploiters. Like, imagine they're just, like, flying high in the sky and just, like, locking onto you. So hopefully there's, like, this range isn't this, like, long, because right now I'm seeing some infinite from what I can tell. Yeah, that's definitely infinite. As long as you're, like, touching a object in the workspace, it's gonna be, like, hitting it. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Maybe they'll change it. So let's get on to, like, the second move, which is the frost breath, I believe. Let me see the controls again. Hold on. All right, so this is the frost breath. My bad. You just you hold on the button, and it's kind of cool because you can still walk in this, but it's like you walk slower. You can't see my cursor, but your character follows like where your cursor goes. This is nice, like, and it looks pretty good. And if you're wondering what it does to other players, right now I can't find anybody to like hit this move on, but basically it just turns them blue and they can't walk. Maybe in the future they'll update it and like make it like an ice cube type of thing. But as of right now, actually, I see someone in the background, but I'm not gonna bother with him before he tries to like arcade me for the rest of the video. So now moving on, this next move is the thunderclap, and let me tell you, this move is OP. Like, this shit drains health. Like, I'm telling you, this is a health drain. Like, when the game came out yesterday, it was like a lot of people in the server, and I started using this. It's almost like an insta kill, but it's not. Well, it knocks them back mad far, and if they don't get knocked back, they're getting that health drained. Like, this move drains health. I'm telling you. I think it's like an ultimate move because it has like a very long cooldown. But trust me, this move is something else, man. This is busted. This is busted. They might not admit it, but this is busted. Alright, so our next move is Boulder Throw. And as simple as it is, you hold down the Z button and you let go to throw the rock. You can throw whatever your mouse is pointing. And one thing I like about this is like you can't spawn the boulder while you're flying. Like right now I'm experimenting, it's not working. So you can only do this move on the ground. But what you can do is like spawn the boulder and then fly, I'm guessing. Actually, let me see. Let me make sure before I tell you guys that. Hold on. So I'm gonna press Z and press F. Alright, there we go. Okay, so yeah, you can fly with the boulder, but you can't spawn the boulder in the sky. So no, fly around with it, throw whatever you want. Let's see. I like how it just goes when you're flying too, so I'm gonna throw it right here. Oh damn, that's loud. That's loud. That's loud. But, I like the small little details that they have in this game, like that right there. Perfect. And then we have M1s here. I'll be honest, this doesn't look the best, but this is touch in place. What I do hope that they do, if they do update it, is like animate their legs a little bit more instead of making glidey. I guess I don't know what to call it, but I see the upper body is fine. Just the legs just look, well, obviously they're stiff. All right, so now this is the last in the game. They have super speed, and honestly, I'm glad that they're adding like Superman's like full like move set. Hopefully, they do add like like more things, and maybe they should like make them like upgradable. If it's gonna be like a RPG kind of game, I'm not entirely sure what it's gonna be because we have characters and stuff. From what they said, this will be an RPG game. So if it is, like the moves, like laser upgrade like the damage and like the range of it. Freeze red, same thing. Like, you know, I kind of like the direction that this project is going so far, and it looks very like it looks good. Like this will be like the first time we ever get like a standalone game, or standalone Superman game on the platform. So they have a chance to make this like very big. This is the only game of its kind. Like there's no other Superman game of this quality on Roblox. So like you'll find Superman in other games, but it won't be a Superman game, if you know what I mean. So, oh damn. So that's really all there is to like, show so far. If they update it, I will definitely cover this again. I'm looking forward to this. Like, Superman is one of my favorite heroes, so I'm glad to see that he's finally getting some like recognition for once from developers. So, I like this. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.